In recent months, the Red Sea has become the stage for one of the most intense and dangerous maritime conflicts in modern times. A once relatively stable and secure shipping route has turned into a zone of high alert, where commercial and military vessels now operate under the constant threat of missile strikes, drone attacks, and harassment by a militant group many had underestimated, the Houthis. Over the past year, and especially since late 2023, the Houthis have started launching coordinated attacks against commercial ships and U.S. Navy vessels in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. These attacks, often carried out with missiles, drones, and even small boats, have alarmed world powers and triggered a robust military response from the United States and its allies. The Red Sea is a vital artery for global trade. Around 12% of global shipping traffic passes through this narrow waterway every year, linking the Mediterranean to the Indian Ocean via the Suez Canal. Disruptions here ripple across the entire global economy. But in recent months, vessels traveling through the Red Sea have become high-value targets. The Houthis have launched dozens of attacks on both commercial and military ships, claiming to act in solidarity with Palestinians amid the Israel-Gaza conflict. However, these attacks have not been limited to Israeli interests. U.S., British, and other international vessels have also come under fire. Among the most concerning developments is the Houthis' boldness in targeting U.S. Navy warships. One of the most notable incidents occurred in April 2025 when the Houthis claimed they had launched missiles at the USS Harry S. Truman, a Nimitz-class aircraft carrier, along with its escort ships operating in the Red Sea. While the U.S. Navy has not confirmed direct hits on the carrier, officials acknowledged multiple attempts by Houthi forces to target U.S. ships using anti-ship ballistic missiles and drones. These attacks were intercepted in most cases, thanks to the Navy's powerful Aegis defense systems and advanced radar capabilities. However, the mere fact that the Houthis are launching attacks at such high-value military targets is deeply concerning. In response to the escalating threat, the United States, along with a coalition of allied nations, launched Operation Prosperity Guardian. This maritime task force has deployed destroyers, cruisers, and surveillance assets to monitor and secure shipping lanes. Their mission is clear: to deter, defend against, and if necessary, destroy any threat posed by Houthi forces in the region. Over 200 airstrikes have been launched against Houthi targets in Yemen since mid-March 2025. These strikes have destroyed missile launchers, drone facilities, radar systems, and command centers. According to Houthi sources, at least 67 of their fighters have been killed in these operations, though these numbers are difficult to independently verify. The U.S. Navy has also intensified its patrols in the region. Ships like the USS Carney, USS Gravely, and USS Laboon have all been involved in intercepting incoming threats, sometimes shooting down multiple drones or missiles in a single engagement. These warships have become floating shields for the global economy. To further demonstrate its resolve, the United States has redeployed some of its most powerful and stealthiest aircraft, the B-2 Spirit stealth bombers. In April 2025, 6 B-2 bombers were moved to Diego Garcia, a remote U.S. base in the Indian Ocean. This forward positioning allows for rapid deployment across the Middle East and Red Sea region. The B-2 is capable of carrying both conventional and nuclear payloads. Its stealth technology allows it to penetrate the most advanced enemy air defenses undetected. While these bombers have not yet been used in actual strikes against the Houthis, their mere presence in the region is a message. The U.S. is prepared to escalate if necessary. This marks one of the rare instances in recent history where the Pentagon has publicly acknowledged the forward deployment of such strategic bombers in direct response to threats from a non-state actor. It underscores the seriousness with which the U.S. is treating the Houthi threat. Another element of the conflict has been the aerial cat-and-mouse game between U.S. reconnaissance drones and Houthi air defenses. The U.S. relies heavily on MQ-9 Reaper drones for surveillance and targeting missions across Yemen. These high-endurance drones provide critical intelligence about Houthi missile sites, movements, and communications. But, in a surprising turn, the Houthis have succeeded in shooting down multiple U.S. MQ-9 drones. The first major incident occurred on March 3, 2025, when a Reaper was brought down over Al Hudaydah Governorate in western Yemen. The drone crashed into the Red Sea and was likely unrecoverable. On March 31st, and again on April 3rd, additional MQ-9 Reapers were shot down using surface-to-air missiles. The Houthis released footage of the drones being hit and crashing, showcasing their growing capability to detect and engage even sophisticated U.S. aerial assets. While the Reaper is not designed for air-to-air combat or high-risk operations, its loss still represents a notable escalation. How have the Houthis managed to increase their strike capabilities so rapidly? The answer lies in the support they receive from Iran. Tehran has provided the Houthis with drones, missiles, training, and technical expertise, effectively turning the rebel group into a regional proxy force with surprisingly modern capabilities. The Houthis now possess anti-ship ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and various loitering munitions that can evade detection. These weapons are not homemade or improvised. Many bear clear signatures of Iranian origin. It's part of a larger strategy by Iran to project power through allied non-state actors, challenging U.S. presence in key strategic regions. The situation in the Red Sea is no longer just about Yemen. It's about freedom of navigation, global commerce, and geopolitical power. The Houthis are testing the limits of how far they can go. They are betting that the U.S. and its allies will hesitate to escalate the conflict further. But with every missile launched at a warship and every drone taken down, that line becomes thinner. The U.S. Navy is responding with force, but also with caution. No one wants a full-scale war in the region, yet the risk of miscalculation is high. A missile that strikes a U.S. destroyer or a misidentified aircraft that gets shot down could trigger a far broader conflict. The deployment of B-2 bombers, the constant movement of Navy destroyers, the surveillance missions, and the retaliatory airstrikes. All of this reflects a calculated but firm posture. The U.S. is defending international waters, its own personnel, and the global economy from a threat that refuses to back down. The Red Sea may seem distant for many, but what happens there affects the world. Every container ship delayed, every missile launched, every drone intercepted impacts global trade, fuel prices, and geopolitical balance. The U.S. Navy, one of the most powerful maritime forces in history, is now locked in a high-tech, asymmetric battle against a rebel group operating out of a war-torn country. It's a reminder that modern warfare isn't always about superpowers facing off in open battle. Sometimes it's about holding the line against a shadowy threat in one of the world's most vital waterways. And that's exactly what the U.S. Navy is doing.